Are the Sooners on upset alert? Should we be concerned as they prepare for this game against SMU? I'm asking you all this question because this was brought up recently on a national show, and I'm wondering what's all of your thoughts. And so we're going to dive into my thoughts on this game coming up, my predictions with the SMU Oklahoma game, as well as if you stick around, I'll tell you what Oklahoma needs to do in this game in order for me to believe in them making the playoffs. So let's go ahead and dive into that. But before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. Let's dive right into it. We're not going to bury the lead on this one. Oklahoma SMU Saturday night, 5 p.m. ESPN Plus in Norman. The stadium is going to be filled with beautiful crimson and cream stripes. So make sure if you're going to the game, you're wearing the proper colors for your section. And so let's dive into this. This is what's crazy to me. Oklahoma is right now 14.5 point favorite. The number has dropped down. Last time I looked, at one point it was probably like 17. So everybody thought Oklahoma's going to blow them out. And your over-under here for this game is set at roughly 68.5. And so that number has kind of came down. Saw it at one point at 69. And so the question we got to ask ourselves is, can Oklahoma go out here and boat race these boys? 14.5 points is a lot of points to try to cover on this spread. And that means that SMU is definitely a dog. And so I was watching the Hard Count with JD Pickell. Love JD. Fantastic content. One of my favorites out there as far as content creators, especially at the national site. But he put out there on the upset watch, and he stated that not that Oklahoma's going to lose, but there's a chance that SMU can upset them. I know. I thought it was interesting as well. Much as I appreciate JD, definitely don't see this at all, but I get him. His confidence number, though, was 38%. So that means that he only felt like 38% chance that SMU can pull this off. I'm looking at ESPN's analytics right now, and their matchup predictor is Oklahoma at an 89.9% winner, SMU at 10.1. So ESPN's numbers are computers, so Oklahoma should go through and just blow them out. They should win this game. JD has us on a little bit of a watch, so we'll keep our eyes out in this game, but there's some key components to why SMU could potentially win this game, or at least keep it close, and there's components as to what I think Oklahoma needs to do to win. So let's dive into those, and I will tell you what Oklahoma needs to do a little bit later to make me a believer for the playoffs. And this game is one of those that can tell me something. And so as Oklahoma prepares for SMU, we know that they can score. They like to get out there. Preston Stone, their starting quarterback, he had 248 yards and 3 touchdowns against LA Tech. They were up 31-0 at the half. They can go. And at the running back spot, they got LJ Johnson. And Johnson was a recruit that Oklahoma was going after, a transfer from Texas A&M. And we were trying to get our hands on him as well, but we didn't get our hands on him. And then they also snatched up Jordan Hudson, the wide receiver from TCU. He's a former 4-star wide receiver, 5-star on On3. He's a talented wide receiver, and he went out there at 72 yards and a touchdown only on 2 catches. So SMU's not coming in here as slouches. They're coming here as ballers, and they're going to come in here to work. And so what interests me about them the most is they got a lot of new players. Corey Roberson, a former defensive tackle of Oklahoma, didn't make the rotation here. He's their starting D tackle there. And so there's a lot of talent that they have. They brought in, I'm guesstimating over 25 transfers in this most recent cycle. And so they have a lot of new bodies on campus. They've got a lot of new players that they're trying to figure out. And they got them from a lot of D1 programs. Like SMU snatched up players from Miami, which they got a lot of them. So I'm wondering if Mario Cristobal is trying to get his revenge on Brent Venables in this game, because just about all his players are there. Like, you go look at it, it's crazy to see how many players. I think they brought in like 6 players from Miami, to be exact, from the transfer portal. I'm pulling it up right now to get those transfers in. They got a lot. 6 players from Miami, at least. And then you add in players they got from, let's go down this list. You've got Illinois, Iowa, They're bringing in players from TCU, a couple from TCU, a couple from Notre Dame. They got in some LSU transfers, corner Jolyn Davis Robinson. They've got a lot of D1 prospect and talent coming into Dallas from all over the country. They got a Missouri transfer at the tackle position, Hiron White. And so the question is going to be, is Oklahoma looking at them and trying to understand what type of team they have so that they can actually go out there and execute on it? So there's some of the things that Oklahoma's going to need to do in order to be successful against SMU. One is, I anticipate seeing a lot of PJ Adebayo as well as R. Mason Thomas. Now, say that for a reason. SMU has two big bookend defensive tackles, two big boys. And when I say big boys, I mean big boys. Over 300 pounds, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", giants. But they're not very mobile. And so they look like they're a little stiff. And because of that, if you take these speedsters from Oklahoma and get around that edge, it's going to be problems. And so I anticipate seeing a lot of them playing in this game. Like, especially what says Dalton Purdue, the 6'8", 320-pound tackle out of Arkansas. Jesus Christ, 6'8", 320. As long as he can't move, and Hiron White, who's 6'7", 332, I anticipate Oklahoma going out there just running around them and making it happen. So they got big boys. Defensive side, I think Oklahoma can run right down their throat. The defensive tackles, they have one guy that's roughly 300 pounds, and that's Jordan Miller right there at the nose. The rest of the linemen is 260, 270, 280. And so because of that, I anticipate us pushing and running down that throat, getting those running yards, something that we need to do and establish early, and that should lead to us to success. Now, the last thing also that I anticipate for Oklahoma to do in this game is to air that bad boy out. Dillon Gabriel should be able to go out there and cook on the pass game, get all these wide receivers involved. I expect because of the pressure we'll be putting with the defensive tackles, our secondary is going to be ready to go for those turnovers. So I'm calling about 2 turnovers in this game, at least 2 interceptions, maybe a fumble. We can get 3 interceptions, but I expect that Preston Stone is going to be pressured so much he's got to get rid of that ball fast, and we're going to be ready for him because this shouldn't be no max protect in this game. So that's what I'm thinking on this. And this is the part where I feel like Oklahoma can make a statement in this game and make me a believer of them making it to the playoffs. What is that? They can hold SMU to under 10 points. If they go out there and pull another shutout, oh yeah, lock it up. I'm in 100% sold. If they can hold them to under 10, I'm going to lean toward it. Anything over that, I still need to see the defense play in Big 12 play. Because to me, going to Cincinnati is going to be a toughie because Cincinnati's looking like they're pretty good. You still got Texas. That's about it. Everybody else in the Big 12 look like they struggled. So, hop in the comments. Let me know. What's your thoughts? What do you think Oklahoma needs to do to win this game? I would love to hear from you all. You know, we like to chop it up. If you made it this far, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Come on and join this family. We also got a Discord. The link is in the description below. That's where we talk ball all day long, and we would love for you all to pull up and be a part of that family. And so, YouTube says watch one of these videos. My score prediction for this game, Oklahoma 50, SMU 10. I think we hit that 10 mark. I'm kind of sold. I'm leaning towards sold, but I want a shutout. Make sure you watch one of these additional videos, and we'll chop it up in a few minutes. Peace.